Yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is LionHeartZ, and today we have an emergency meta update for you that you're going to want to hear about. It's 5 a.m. when I'm recording this. I could not sleep, so I've been toiling away the hours, flitting between existential dread and, of course, watching Counter-Strike to kill the time. Luckily, the Blast Spring group stages has been going on this past week, so there's been plenty of interesting pro Counter-Strike to watch in the build to Katowice and of course the Major in just a few months. And while I've been watching the tournament games, I and most of the desk and the analysts have noticed something very interesting, and it's a new meta strategy going around for CT sides in terms of economic management. Now, it's no secret on this channel that I hate the CT economy. I think it's really bad and actually worth Valve looking into fixing or changing in some way, but while it exists as it does now, we need to do our best to maximize our opportunities on the CT side, and that's where this new pro strategy comes into play, and that is force buying after pistol losses. Simply put, the opportunity cost of the force buy makes a lot of sense right now, and the money works out really, really good compared with saving after a pistol loss. So we're going to get into the specifics of why the pros are doing this, how good it can be, and why you need to start doing it too. But before we do so, make sure you guys take a second, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A lot of you who watch these videos are not in fact subscribed, and helps out immensely in the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you also follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/LionHeartZ12337. I stream almost every night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time playing Counter-Strike 2. A follow would be greatly appreciated, and let's talk shop about the meta. So the principal case for force buying after a pistol loss is that the economy for buying on the third round if you were to save sucks. We've gone over this third round buy in depth in other videos, but to make a long story short, on the CT side, if you lose your pistol and you save the second round, you're going into round 3 with anywhere between $3,900 and $4,400 depending on kills and how much you bought on either of those first 2 rounds. But the point is, it's not enough for M4, armor, full nades, and a defuse kit. It's just simply not enough money. So your third round buy often has a lot of compromises. You see a lot of scouts, FAMASs, MP7s, MP9s, just for the sake of getting more crucial utility that the CTs need to hold off the T attack. So not only is this third round buy weak, it's extremely volatile, because if you lose that third round, you're not able to buy on the fourth, you have to save, so you're looking at your next possible buy being on the fifth. This could be disastrous, as you could potentially go down 0-5 to start your half if worst case scenarios play out. So why not try force buying instead? The simple answer is that the money seems to work better this way. If you lose pistol, you're going into the second round with $1,900 as your loss bonus. Let's say you bought armor, so you had $150 left over during your pistol round. You get 1 kill. You now have $450 plus your $1,900 from the loss bonus. That leaves you with $2,350. That's enough to buy MP9 and full armor, and have a reasonable chance to fight against the Ts who are probably going to have MAC 10s and Gleals at best. You could also instead opt for things like Deagle armor, 5-7 armor, maybe a CZ if you're feeling a little bit weird and wacky. Depending on the map and your playstyle, you could also force buy a glass cannon scout, and those other buys other than the MP9 can also buy some grenade utility. Regardless, the goal is to go all in on this second round force buy to try and stop the T-side momentum. The Ts are still going to have the advantage because their weapons are cheaper and they have the money from the win, so their buy is always going to be better. However, most T-sides aren't expecting the second round force, so you have the opportunity of surprise at hand. So if you win the round, great, you've stopped the T-side momentum, you can pick up some of their better weapons, and you go into the third round having won the round. You can now try and swap the momentum and start a win streak. But what happens if you lose? Obviously, you're going all in on the second round, so you'd have 0 money left over. Is it bad compared to saving and just buying on the third round? Well, actually, no, because you're stacking up more loss bonus. If you force buy on the second round and lose, you gain $2,400 as your loss bonus that round. You then save the round after, getting another $2,900. You're going into round 4 now with $5,300 worth of loss bonus money, not counting potentially buying pistols or some nades on that round 4 save. Regardless, you now have a lot of money to get a true full buy on that 4th round. At the very worst, you're always getting M4 and armor on all 5 players, which is a way better potential full buy than the third round scrap buy if you were to save after the pistol loss. I think what it boils down to is opportunity cost. The CT side economy is so volatile, so it's now on us to take calculated risks to gain advantage over the T side. You need to win multiple rounds in a row as the CTs to establish a comfortable economy, and that can be really difficult if you're never able to get to rifles. So you can save after the pistol loss, but you're not always going to be able to get a good third round buy, and then what? You have to save on the fourth round anyway if you lose. So why not go for the potential force buy win on the second round, and you're no worse off because you're always full bought completely by the fourth round. And that's what pros are starting to do. And I have some rounds to back this up. I was watching the Falcons versus Vitality game, which was the first match of the day this morning, and Falcons went down on Nuke during their first half on the T side. They were down 7-5 going to the CT side, and then they lost the first round pistol on the second half, which is disastrous because now it's 8-5, you're on CT side Nuke. Nuke has been playing a lot more T side lately, and you've just lost the pistol. You need to try and stop Vitality's momentum. So on the second round of the pistol, they go all in, they buy up. So let's quickly take a look and watch this round from Falcons on their force buy and see what they do here to maximize their opportunity cost. So the round's going to start, but we're going to pause right away here and take a look at Falcons buy. We have 3 MP9s, you have Magisk with no head armor but body armor and a few grenades, you have Madden with a 5.7, smoke, a flash, and full armor, you have Snappy, no head armor but MP9 and a smoke, Boros with MP9 armor and no nades, and then Sampaius buying the glass cannon scout. Now Sampaius is their dedicated opper and makes sense for him to invest in the scout here, and the scout could be quite good on a map like Nuke, especially again when the Ts may not be expecting this force buy. So let's go ahead and hit play and see how it plays out. Now honestly, this round is not going to go the Falcons' way at first. Sampaius is trying to help with the outside control, he's taking a bunch of shots, they don't really have much intel, they're getting nothing going in terms of an immediate pick or some map positioning. Vitality's able to sneak into Secret really quickly. Apex moving up towards Mini, gets the first spot. He actually takes the first kill, but doesn't see the second player. Mini, Snappy with the great trade. Already some great MP9 value, manages to get away for the time being. Snappy, of course, re-peaks, is not able to get the kill on Zywoo, and now we have honestly a bad situation. It's a 4v2, but Sampaius gets a great pick with the scout. Now it's a 2v3. You got Boros going towards Big Garage, is able to get a clutch pick with that MP9 and that full armor. Now he can swap to an AK, it's a 2v2. And already the economic damage of the T side is huge. This is already a great value round for the Falcons, and he can still potentially win it, especially with some heroics here from Sampaius as he rotates towards the lobby. Is able to find 2 great scout shots here onto Spinks. Hits the first one, the second dead. Now it's a 2v1. Mezzy doesn't know what's going on. Boros is in heaven, gets the frag, and Falcons have won. They get an AK, 2 AKs going into the third round. They've just turned the momentum around, and Falcons are going to run off a win streak off the back of this. That's going to allow them to eventually push for overtime on the map, and eventually allow them to win map 1 against the best team in the world. And it all starts right here. Instead of capitulating after the pistol loss, they played for advantage, and it paid off. I think this is going to be the new meta going forward. I think you should absolutely be force buying on CT side after a pistol loss. The math just works. And just as another showcase of what might happen should you lose that second round, we can go to map 2 of this same series, where Vitality on Vertigo finds them in the exact same position that Falcons did on Nuke. They lost the pistol round, switches to the CT side, and they decide to force. Let's see what happens. Alright, once again, we're going to pause for a second and look at the buys here. Now, important thing to note, Vitality on this pistol round loss had 2 players save with their armor, so they were able to fully invest into FAMASs. So this force buy on the second round, they have 2 FAMASs, 1 MP9, a Deagle, a 5.7, and they still have a good amount of nades here. 3 smokes, couple of flashes. This is what you would want, at least in a best case scenario on a round like this, especially on a map like Vertigo. So Vitality are in a good position here to try and fight back this round. Unfortunately, things are not going to quite go their way. Falcons are playing pretty aggressively for the ramp control, they're spread out, they're not really committed to either bomb site yet, they're not giving too much information to Vitality. Vitality wisely just kind of playing back, they're holding their angles, they're not wanting to overinvest these 2 rifles because it's their best shot at combat this round, and so they're willing to give up a lot of aggressive map control to the Falcons and play sort of for the retakes here. So the round's going to draw a little bit. Falcons are going to tighten up towards A ramp. They're clearly looking for an A hit here. They have the 1 Mac 10, 2 Mac 10s, 2 Gleals, and an AK. They're ready here to take the site control. They're mauling out construction. They're looking for some intel. Flames is going to get the spot here, as well as Apex is going to catch a dink through the wall. They're going to back up. Vitality's ready for the retake at this point. Falcons are getting ready for the 5-man take on A. And really, it just kind of comes down to the aim duels here. And the aim duels are just not going to go Vitality's way. Flames could almost get a pick here, but gets flashed, so he gets nothing for his troubles. So that gives Falcons the initiative to push for the site control. Spacey's a nice kill through smoke. However, Apex can't do much with the deagle on the backside. Zywoo with a great deagle shot, but he's not going to find much more. Zywoo goes down, and Apex's spings fall in short order. So now it's a 1v3. You got a FAMAS Mezzy, but can you really make much magic happen against 3 players who still have a lot of their utility and time and map control? The answer, unfortunately, is no. Mezzy's going to walk through the smoke, die, and Falcons win, and Vitality have just been stopped. Their Force Buy failed. So what do they do now? Well, we're going to fast forward. They're going to save the next round, and we're going to look at their round 4 buy that they got, even though they forced on the second round, and we're going to see exactly what I'm talking about here. So they didn't show what the money was before they bought up, just wasn't available on the blast stream. But as you can see here, Vitality, they have 5 rifles. They have a lot of nades. I'm assuming they have kits. It doesn't show it on the HUD here, but I assume they at least have 1 or 2. And you have, pretty much everyone has full armor. You got 2 helmets on Zywoo and Flames. They're still playing against a lot of AKs here, and 1 Mac 10, so the head armor isn't even really all that necessary, especially if it allows you to get more utility. But regardless, this is a 5 rifle buy. You can argue this is a better buy than what the T's on Falcon currently have. And as a consequence of this, we're getting to the round here, Vitality is going to win this round because I think they have the superior weaponry. They're going to get the picks they need. Flames is going to go down, but now we got some great inspired work by Apex and Zywoo here. Zywoo and Apex are showing out as a great combo once again. Sunpai is trying to get some control here for the Falcons, but getting flashed off and pushed off. And now it's just going to come down to Vitality locking down his A site and shutting down the Falcons' push. Sunpai is creeping up, gets found by Zywoo, great shot. Zywoo's going to get an extra dink here on the way out. That's, the rest of the health gone there with Apex. And now it comes down to Boros in a 1v3. And what's he going to do against Zywoo, Spinks, and Mezzy? He's not going to do anything. He's not going to be able to win this round. Anyways, I think this is golden. I'm going to start doing this in my games. I think you should too. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys feel about this. Are you going to start force buying your CT rounds? I certainly am. Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe, follow me on Twitch, do all that. I'll see you guys soon with another video. I'm going to go get some sleep. Peace.